going to show you a few ways to pick the acoustic string that is best for you. There is a lot of options out there, so I'm going to narrow it down a little bit and give you a little bit better idea on how to pick the right string. So the most common string on a guitar for acoustic would be something that's not a coated string. It's either a phosphor bronze or an 80-20 bronze string. And what that means is pretty much the amount of tin that is put into the amount of copper in the string as well. Phosphor bronze string is going to be a deeper, richer tone, where an 80-20 bronze is going to have a little bit more projection, and it's going to have a lot of treble presence as well. So these are a phosphor bronze pack of strings. We'll look at a couple 80-20 packs as well. Gauging wise is a thing you want to look at as well. A lot of manufacturers are going to use either a light gauge or custom light gauge, which is the thickness of the string. A 11 or 12 gauge string is general for an acoustic guitar, and a 13 gauge is on the heavier side, but usually called a medium set. So they kind of have some of the words mixed up a little bit. There's not so much as a heavy set of strings out there. Mediums is about as heavy as most manufacturers will go. So this is a great set being for most players. It's a custom light, so it's nice and easy to bend and easy to work with. And then we can go to something else like a EXP string from D'Addario. This is essentially a very similar string to their normal EJ series, except for they use their NYXL core, which is going to stay in tune better. It's going to not break as easy. And then you have the wrapping of the wire that's put on that has been coated in a way that's going to allow it to not corrode as fast. So if you want a longer lasting acoustic string and a string that's going to sound better for a longer period of time, any of the coated EXP strings are going to do that for you, as well as a couple other manufacturers such as Elixir. These have a thicker coating though on the string. You can actually feel and see this coating on the string. Again, these come in all the different sizes that you want, but it prevents any string noise on the guitar, and it allows the string to last longer, and you can definitely, like I said, you can see and feel it on the string as opposed to the EXPs that you don't notice that on there. A relatively new one is the aluminum bronze. As it says in the word, it has aluminum within the metal as well, and it actually is going to give you a sound similar to phosphor bronze. Actually got a nice graph on the back here, but it's going to be a little bit higher output than a phosphor bronze string, and it's something fun, new to try, and I've been liking them. It's a good set of strings, not a coated set, but aluminum does have not corrode as fast as other materials like copper, so it can be a longer lasting string even though it's not coated. So beyond that, the one thing beginners want to do is have something that is easier to play. It hurts their hands playing a steel string guitar. It's tough to push down, have to build up your calluses and so forth. A silken steel string can be a great idea for that. They are a thinner set of strings, but they are also wound with a little bit of silk type nylon inside the core with the steel. It allows it to bend easier, allows it to be able to push down easier, but it also gives you a more mellow tone. So those that are just seeking a more mellow toned string, this is also a great option. The one thing that you'd want to make sure not to do is put a steel string on a nylon string guitar. Make sure you get nylon guitar strings if you are to do so. Nylon guitar strings on a steel string guitar, you're not going to damage or hurt anything with it, but it becomes a little bit too large of a string to work on the instrument, and you may have to mess with the nut and adjustments to make sure it plays right. So again, the main thing is to put nylon strings on a nylon string guitar, and don't ever put steel on there because it will cause some major problems. Putting strings on, not too tough on acoustic. I've already pulled the bridge pin, but essentially the pin just pops up. You can use a tool like this to grab onto them and pull them up. I like to bend the string just a little bit so it will anchor into it. Follow the groove of the peg into there so that bridge pin sits nicely. You can have way too much string to work with, so you want to go up to about 1.25 pegs, cut that string, then just put a little bit through. Make sure to hold tension on it so you don't have any bumps in the string and it's nice and tight. I like to do once on the top and then we do the rest on the bottom. And that way you have a nice clean string wind. It's going to stay in tune. You don't have any parts that are going to be causing breakage or slipping out of tune. And that's it. Obviously do that with all the strings on your instrument. If you break a string and it's been a long time since you've restrung the guitar, say three months and beyond, you probably just want to replace the whole set, unless it's maybe the high E string that you suddenly broke from tuning up too fast or tuning up too high. It's always good to have that new set of strings to give you that fresh, bright tone that your instrument has. So thank you for watching, and leave us any comments that you'd like. We'd love to hear from you and to answer. Thanks.